Ladies and gentlemen, here I present my goblin army. This is Galen. Oh, Galen's got Parkinson's. Yeah, I have. It's funny, isn't it? This is my 1974 goblin army. Now, I know if you look carefully and you know anything about minifigs, you'll spot that the three figures on the raised up bit are not goblins. But I've put them on for a reason, trust me. The one in the middle is the oldest metal figure I've got. He's painted exactly as I painted him in 1972 with enamel paint. I think I was trying to make him look like an eagle because that's what he's supposed to be. Some of the minifigs figures are very strange. Gollum looks like a giant frog with boggly eyes. And the Barrow-wights look like those sort of archetypal ghosts when you've got a sheet on your head and your arms up with ooh. But they did do everything and nobody else was. The trolls are ridiculous. I'll do those in the future. This is just goblins and bits and bobs today because I'm going to do one on the Athelians next, and then I'm going to give you a break, see if I find something else you like. See if I can find anything you like. If you do like any of this nonsense, give us a subscribe. But I think more importantly, if you've any comments about this, like the figures, do you like them? Would you like to win playing with these guys in the 70s? Or do you think they're ridiculous compared to the figures you can get today? We had no choice. This was all you could get in fantasy. There was nothing else. So we thought they were amazing. We blew our minds when we were... Absolutely, you've got to remember, set the scene. I'm sort of 15, reading Lord of the Rings. I've got a big Lord of the Rings map on my wall in my bedroom. Start of every summer holiday, first thing I did for a full week was copy the map in The Hobbit to accurate detail. I was obsessed. And then suddenly, somebody made these. Oh my word. Forget girls. Forget drink. This is the fella. So, the three at the back, I've got me eagle in the middle. The one on the left, I'm going to point to him. That's their original giant. I always thought he reminded me more of like the giant rumble buffin in Narnia. And my brother, my middle brother, liked Narnia more than Lord of the Rings. So he had all of these characters in those sorts of stories. He used these goblins, he painted them with white heads, and he called them Svartalfa from the Weirdstone of Brisingamen. So they were a bit multi-purpose. And then the guy on the other side, him, he was the second release of the range as the range improved and changed. And I just thought it was interesting to see the two figures. So then down on one side here, pardon fingers, these are goblins. And they've got goblins with scimitars. Some have got little shields. And then the other side, they're all carrying bows. I love those figures with bows. I mean, I really love them. I'm just going to pick one up and turn him sideways next to the giant and let you see the bow. Isn't that good? I think he's so cracking models. I'm going to pan back now so you can see what my army looks like. Yeah, that's my entire goblin army. I don't use the minifigs wolves because I've got some really realistic timber wolves. I want to say they're from Vanguard, but I'm not sure they are. I'll try and find out where they're from before I do a film about them, because they look like accurate, proper models of wolves. The minifigs wolves are really not up to scratch. That's a nice thing, I suppose, about doing it now. That they're like the eagles. I don't have to use them. Our toy shop in town has got some really sort of like anthropological, is that right? Accurate models of genuine types of eagles. And they're huge compared to these guys. I've got a big bat, and I've got him on a sort of bendy. I don't know, it's longer than it, but it's like a really big paper clip, and I've unbent it. And he's flying on that, so I could put the eagles on them. I haven't yet, but that's a project, isn't it? Now I think about it while I'm talking to you. Thanks for that. Thanks for telling me about that. So if you've any comments or anything you'd like to say, I'll tell you what would be cool. Awesome, in fact, as our American cousins might say. If somebody's watching this who had these figures in the 70s.
This is a reminder. Dried frog pills.
Hang on.
This is a reminder. Dried frog pills.
Now that tells you two things. It tells you three things. One, I've got Parkinson's, but I told you that at the beginning. The dry frog pills I take every 3 hours are dopamine. Two, it tells you that Alexa, you can't say her name loud, otherwise she springs into action, plays you a Beatles song, is really useful for reminding you to do these things. And three, tells you that I like Terry Pratchett. If you don't get the dried frog pills reference, find one of Terry Pratchett's books featuring the wizards at the Unseen University, and it all will become apparent. Yeah, so that's all I wanted to show you, really.